What is up, YouTube? Poplar Mechanic here. Today we are on this steep bank and we are going to be falling this large poplar tree right here above me. Now in today's video I'm going to be doing a voiceover as I'm making the cuts and as we're about to drop the tree, so you guys can kind of get a feel for what I'm thinking. And sometimes I find it beneficial when you're making a video, you can look back and see some things you might change. It's actually happened to me quite a lot. Like I'll be climbing something and look back and go, well, why would I do it that way? And it's a really good way to learn and grow. This was definitely a high risk tree, just because of the sheer size and weight of the canopy. Now the butt weight was favored to go into the field, but there was some large green branches leering over the homeowner's house there. So what we opted to do is we put a 3/4 inch line into that tree. We pre-tensioned it heavily with the skid steer, and we also had a beautiful backwind today that helped us out a lot on this specific job. So in most cases the wind sucks, but today it helped us out. Now let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here we are. We're just starting the top cut in this tree. I chose to just use a standard notch in this situation just because it was just easier, and there's no real other reason. There's no reason I need to have the butt drop first, so we're not going to bother with the snipe on this one either. It's just a straight up notch, and I'm not going too steep on the notch either because we're not looking for a great deal of hold here. Like I said, we got a lot of backwind and a lot of pull, so basically I just want it to go so far and then break off. That's what we're looking for, break off and get away from the house. I'm a little short bar on this. I got the 30 inch on the 661. I really do like it though. I think it's a perfect balance. I am running the 404. I know guys think it's weird, but I've been running it for years, and I personally love it. It's really robust chain too. I don't run square on the 661 just because we do so many stump cuts with it that it's just you'd be spending all your time sharpening. But a really good round filing works excellent, as you can see. So now that we've made our top cut here first, we're going to go ahead and just line up this bottom cut. Kind of walking the saw around here, just making sure I'm going to line up and making sure not to overcut anything. Overcutting is the worst thing you can do. You're better off getting close and breaking it with an axe. It's always the best option. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to set the saw down here. I can see I just got a little piece of wood. Now I probably could have broken this with the axe, but we're going to go ahead and we're just going to use the saw. So here I'm just walking it in slowly to my cut. And once I get here, I'm actually going to stick her in here and cut outward now, just to make sure I'm getting all that wood. And so far she's going pretty good. Take the axe to it. And that's a pretty good looking face cut right there. One thing that's really important that I didn't know when I first started doing tree work, which was quite a few years ago, is how critical it is to clean these out. Like you see that little wedge there that just came out? You really want to make sure the apex of those two cuts is clean. And the reason for that is because depending what you're falling, the tree can sort of rest on that. It's almost like a wedge, but in reverse, if that makes sense. So you really want to make sure that's clean so nothing is impeding that tree from folding into the face. So I do take some time here to clean this up. And that's the cool part about falling too, because you know, you're getting it all on the ground at once, so you know, you can at least take your time to cut the notch properly. So I think that's, no, I'm going to go in and clean it up. I don't like something in there. I'm pretty fussy about it. So there we go. Next, we'll start the back cut. Okay, so now basically what I did there is I just rested the tip of the bar into the flat spot of the notch, and I'm walking the saw around the tree. And basically what this does is gives me a little line. So what you'd normally want to do is check, but here I did run the saw in a little bit, and now I'm just double checking, making sure I'm not cutting under that notch, and that everything's pretty squared up here. Now, if you're doing back-leaning trees, this one, like I said, it's got some weight back there, but it's not crazy. Sometimes I will come up a couple of inches above the apex of the face notch of the 2 points meeting. It just gives it something to rest on, and the fibers just go a little bit further. But in this case, we just did everything the way it was supposed to be done. So here we are. You can see... So all of this weight is downhill, which is the way that's towards me, or I shouldn't say all of it, but a great deal of it is. So what I'm doing is, the reason I'm walking back and forth like that is because you definitely don't want to cut up all your wood on one side. You know, you slowly want to walk it over. Okay guys, so having a look at this stump after the tree fell, we can see that the majority of the holding wood is on the high side, preventing the tree from going downhill and pulling the tree more in this direction. Here's a clip from the Hero 10 from a distance, and this really shows the size of the tree in this clip here. At this point, some of you might be wondering how we dealt with all this material now that it was down on the bank. So that's my dad running the skid steer there. We've got the Bobcat and the Bobcat grapple. He's just going to go down, grab this stuff, and then go right back up the hill and bring it to the chipper. So basically, we just did that a bunch of times. And I really appreciate him helping us out. He's 70 years old, and he's a really good operator. Doesn't want to do much labor anymore, but he can sure run the machine. So basically, we just brought everything up and hauled her away. And I will show you a couple clips right now of us hauling some of the bigger, heavier pieces up. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.